journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a look here at the gold market. You notice here over the last few days, you see we had the pullback yesterday almost exactly to the 382. That said, the target should be right here, roughly around 230, 2384. The high has been 2383.10, I believe. No, 2382.26, as you can see. And then, of course, the market has had a huge sell-off from that level. What I was watching while this was being hit, I had an order set here. It never got filled. But while I was watching, I was saying, I wonder what silver's doing. So what I did was I went over and I went down to the old silver chart and see if we can find something here that'll wet our whistle, and we'll take, there it is right there. We'll use the same hourly chart here. And what we're going to do now, you can see silver is much, much weaker. See, the gold is up here at the 78% level. We're just basically at the 50% level of this whole high right here. That's all we were doing. But here was the part I was interested in on that hourly chart. So you go down to a smaller time frame, and there it is right there. The beautiful 135 pattern coming in. It's just as perfect as can be. You can see here, it's just almost exactly perfect. And not only that, but it's really close to being a head and shoulders. There's your left shoulder, there's your right shoulder. Your actual rally here from this level to this level came in exactly at 50%. It was 61% of this swing right here. As you can see, it's had it's had a dollar move to the downside right now. It's just, it looks like we're making a small, actually we are making a small three drive to a bottom pattern here in silver as we look. So let's look at this on a daily basis to see what it looks like. Okay, and we'll see we're coming down now. There's the lower highs right in here. So I'd be really suspect on that small three drive because this one looks like it's getting ready to go lower. If you look at silver, and I'm very, very bullish silver long term, folks. I think we're going to see sometime this year we'll see it above $50 an ounce. That's just my opinion. Past history. My past history in the grains hasn't been too well lately, but that's neither here nor there. There's your retracement level down here, another $3 an ounce lower. That's a big drop. So pay attention to that one. It's going to be very, very interesting to say the least. Okay, we got the silver out of the way. We've had a question, of course. Everybody asks me about Apple all the time, but I don't think not much changes from every day, folks, but we'll take a look at it. Hold on here. I want everybody to be happy camper. Okay, we had if you remember, we'll look at this daily. We say we got a really good, let's get the daily up so you can see where the buy point is. There's your buy point right here. You can see it missed the 1.618 by $1. That was supposed to come in at 121, and it came in at, 221. It came in at 220.6, and there's your buy price right here, the 382, which is at $200 a share. And not only that, it's going to be coming back to that old level back here, which is your old high. So that's where you want to be buying it, just a tad under 200. It looks like pretty much a slam dunk. It's right at the 382. Very strong move. Big gap here from Good News, if you remember, and that's what it looks like. So maybe a little bit more weakness coming in, and then we'll find out if that's going to be the case. All right, now we'll get that out of the way, and we got the silver and we got the gold out of the way. Now let's move over to our old nemesis here. Well, not nemesis, but I mentioned in a video last night we want to buy corn. On the first, let's get this daily up here so we'll be able to see. We're still making new lows, as you can see here. We got down to the 1.27. Because we're over this big cycle, let's just put this in because Norm will be talking to us more about this. Let's just put it in right there. And then I'm just going to put the moon phases in. And there's where we are. So we're over this. This is it right now over the weekend. Now these don't work all the time, but by golly, they work some of the time. My assumption was the first day that it closes higher after this move right in here, that's what you want to be looking at. Now, if you go back and look at exact dates, you see this one was off by 2 days. This one, that's not this one here. Let's see, this one was off by 2 days also. This one here was pretty much spot on. This one here off by 2 days. So 2 days is going to get us down into here, and we're into this major stuff. And if you look at the cash corn itself, it's actually acting much better than the December corn, which is new crop corn. That's the one that's just it's below the 786. So there's nothing you can do. You can't catch this falling safe. So that's it. I didn't want to mess with that. I did have one that I really liked that is not working very well, and that is the wheat. Let's get the wheat up on the daily. It's a 4-hour. There it was right here. I said buy it here at 09. We rallied up to 17, and then that was 6 cents, and then it started to go lower. So your risk would have been just a few cents in here, but you can't be in it now. The most risk when you have 6 cents in it and you had a stop at 05, you got to raise your stop up to at least close to break even on that. So that's what it looks like here in the grain market. I am still friendly to the grain market. We're going to see what happens as we come in through this big cycle that we're looking at today, and we got the weekend to get through, and then we're going to find out if it's going to start up on the next cycle that we're looking at. That should be to the upside. Now remember, these cycles that we look at can be off by a couple days, and also they can not work, and that's where you've got to really come in and say, oh, better not get in front of that one. So that's it. A couple of them are acting a little better than others. We've made new lows in the soybeans, and they haven't collapsed as of yet, but they're not very far away. If we look at the soybeans right here, we've made new lows in beans right here. That's a new low. If you get the daily up, you'll be able to see that. And all we've done from that low is just bounce up a little bit. We're up on the day, which really means very little. But I'm looking for a spot where I think there's going to be a surprise, much like there was back in here. So this is what I'm paying attention to very, very closely. All right. Okay, now we want to take a look at the crude oil market. Let's just get this up here, get the hourly up on the crude, and you'll see here that we have had a little bit of this move right in here. I want to move it over just a little bit because you had a nice little 3-drive pattern here today. Let's get this up here so you'll be able to see it. There is drive 1, there is drive 2, and there is drive 3. Hold on one second. I have to stop at the service station. Now, this is over the last 3 days, so it's a pretty good valid pattern. What we're going to do is we're going to draw it in. We'll be doing these a week from today live, folks. So there's your ABCD pattern right there. There's your 3-drive pattern coming in right there. Each one of these is almost a perfect 1.414, square root of 2. Anyway, that's what it looks like. So it looks like we're getting ready to have a pretty good correction here in this, and this has been straightened out. Nothing to help it all. Let's take a quick look.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, I posted the chart of the December soybean oil. You can see it's the ones that's strongest. I'm coming on the air here to let you know that if you're looking for a market to buy, try to buy the strongest, okay? Sell the weakest. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So if you're going to buy anything, that was the one to be looking to buy right here. Now, my opinion is this week coming up is going to be an up week in grains. If I'm wrong, then maybe there's not going to be a crop scare this year. It'll be the first one in a long time, but that can happen. That's what probabilities are all about. All right, now let's switch over to the U.S. dollar. Someone's asked a question about that, and we're going to bring that to your attention right now. It still is remaining strong here, as we've been expecting for quite a while. There it is. You can see here over the last few days, it's just exploded to the upside. This was where we were here on the 12th. We had the pullback right here. It looks like it's an ABCD. There's your small 135 pattern. But I believe it's exactly the 50% level here. Just looking, oh my gosh, what it is. It's 382. Stops right at the 382, and away it goes to the upside. Well, let's stop and reverse this. If this is making 382 on the downside, guess what has to be doing 382 on the upside? Yes, you're right, Johnny. It is the euro. So we're going to bring the euro up. Take a quick look at this euro, and that'll give us a pretty good chance in here. We're going to look at that on the hourly chart too. So we'll bring this up, and you'll see just the reverse happening. And so you come over here, and there it is right there. So you move over, and we should be looking at a 382 pattern. Looks like this might have been it right here. Let's just double check. This is really amazing, because if this didn't make a 382, yeah, it did. There it is. It did make the 3. I had to do it because it's the opposite of the dollar index. So that's pretty much it. Now, looking at this euro on a longer term basis, folks, getting this daily up, we're getting real close. So if we get below this level here, there's going to be lights coming on in London and not in London because they're not in the euro, but there's going to be lights coming in Germany and Spain and all the other places, France. They use the euro because that's telling us we're breaking down below the 786. And remember, on the long-term weekly chart, we still have. You can see there's your long-term weekly. We're still in this downtrend here. If we get below this, folks, this is where the trouble lies. There's your ABC leg right here. All right. We'll measure this one right here. That'll take you to just right here. And we get below here. Look at par back here in 2022. So look at that beautiful 3 drive to a bottom pattern here when it was trading at 96. Everybody was looking at 92. Well, 92 turned out to be 116, but we haven't got a 3 drive pattern in here. We have a 135 on the weekly, and that tells us that we are heading lower, most probably down into this level. The bells and whistle will probably kick off if it gets below 105. You can see that last low is right in here, and that'll tell us that we're moving to the upside or to the downside. Now, if something happens that this reverses and goes up, which these things can do, then that's a different story. So let's move on now, and let's talk just a little, since we're talking about money, let's talk about the Treasury bonds, okay? Treasury bonds and Treasury notes, they're way up here. Shut the front door. We're going to do the notes first. And we'll come up here with the daily so we can see where we are. Because that daily hit the exact 61% retracement up in here, folks. And we've been here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and we've gone virtually nowhere for 5 days. Now, the bias has been to the downside. You can see the lower highs in here. But it still hasn't taken out this low. So this is telling you, and if we ever get above here, folks, then that means interest rates are probably going to back off a little bit. But boy, looking at that Treasury bond contract and looking at what the Fed has to do to sell these things, I think it's going to be relatively difficult for them to do. So now we're going to look at the Treasury bonds, and we'll get these up here. Here's the Treasury bonds looking up the same way. Now you see we made the ABCD pattern here. We could not make the 61% retracement. That was right here. But we have the same pattern here, lower lows. So we're going to look at this on a smaller time frame because there's what was happening. Oh, we had a nice 135 on that one today. Looks like it was just about perfect. Let's clean it up here. I missed this one. Can't get them all. Okay, there's the there's 3 drive to a top. You can see that right there. There's a really nice 3 drive to a top. The market comes down. Then you have drive 1, drive 3, drive 5. And let's just measure to see. This is pretty tough. I'll tell you why. Because they go almost above the number. Oh, no, they didn't. That went right to the 78.6. And this, I should trust these numbers, I guess. Hold on. And today's high from that low comes in at the 786. So it's hitting 786. And I didn't realize they got that high today. Boy, that's a pretty, oh my goodness, that's a big no-no, Larry. This was today's action. Should have been on top of this. There's your ABCD coming in at a 135. Oh boy. Can't get them all, as they say in the trade. There it is right there. Now it's backed off. So that's what we're seeing here in the Treasury bonds and Treasury notes. It looks like it's moving along quite capable, and we're going to find out why these things move the way they do here. And 970 why. See, if you start hearing, folks, I'm really, I know you guys knock me on the head sometimes because you thought, you're thinking numbers and stuff doesn't work all the time. But boy, this is, to me, is really important. If you stop and think, if you watch these numbers on this thing, this was exactly 786 of this, and here we are over a period from May, a 6-week rally, and we're coming in and exactly at that number. 39236 was the high. 39232 was the exact low. Now remember, this is not shown in the futures because unless you pay extra for this data, which I don't do because I don't trade the Dow, I look at the Dow futures, but that's where the Dow futures happen to be. And that's why I said hold on just a second, get this up here. That's why I said in the video that I sent last night, hello operator, let's get this up here. We're looking at this daily. I said, you looked like you've got to be a seller up in this area, is what I said. And so I was watching it, and if you went to a 4-hour chart, you'll see what we've done is we matched the same high, and where did it come to? Exactly 1.618 of that number. That's been the high of the day. This didn't even take out this high from yesterday. It did not take it out today. The Dow Jones cash index did, the one we just looked at, but this one didn't do that. Now this one is trading almost at the 786, so you're paying a huge premium, right, versus the cash index. So you see this little red little dot right here? When we start getting below here, that's when trouble could come into River City, because that means everybody that bought it during these last 2 days is not going to be a seller. So that's it. And of course, we get above here, everything's wrong, and we'll have to move on to another set of numbers like Lucas numbers. Those Lucas numbers that Stan Harley talked about are really special, folks. I gave a lot of effort to Mr. Fibonacci, but I got to start looking at these Lucas numbers on the Dow Jones and these stock market things, because they're hitting pretty good. Okay, now we've got a break coming up here. Let's see what the time is on the wall here. We've got 30. Oh, we're ready for the break now. Mr. Winsky will be with us, folks, so stay tuned. 877-927-6648.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, I believe we have Norm Winsky from Astro Trend on the line today. Norman, are you there?
Yes, sir, Larry. Thanks for having me on.
Sounding good, my friend. Why don't we start out? We have some questions at the end.
I was last on your show on, I think right before the new moon. It was Tuesday the 4th, I believe. And so we had some pretty good stuff coming up. Here I'll go just for events. The morning of the 5th, we had Venus at 0 north latitude. That's one of my top planetary events. That evening, the night of the 5th, we had a new moon in the sign of Gemini. Anytime we have the new moon, full moon, we look at financials, grains, precious metals, oil. I missed the Venus markets. The Venus markets are cattle, copper, cotton, sugar, wheat. Then the morning, we kind of have an overlapping window here, and then we had the night of the 5th and the morning of the 6th. We had Helio, that's from the point of view of the sun. Jupiter changing signs, that only happens about once a year, about every 11 and a half months. Copper, if you want any more help on some of the technical things here or theory behind this, give me a call. I'll give you a free class. So anyway, we have Jupiter going to Gemini. That could affect copper, oil, soybeans, sugar, wheat. And then the night of the 7th, that was a weekend. Mercury at 0 north latitude. Anytime we have Mercury, we want to be looking at the grains. Okay, so here's our first chart. Here's corn. We had 2 points for corn. We had the new moon, and we had the Mercury point. As you can see here, the moon was very good. Almost, I think, just a couple of ticks from that low there. And if you bought there, you would have been a very happy camper. Back here, it kind of got a little whippy choppy, and we landed in for our next window over the weekend of the 7th, opening of the 10th. It was kind of in the middle of the range, so I would a yellow box is a pass. A green arrow is good. You had a chance to make some money. And in a minute, you'll see some red ones. Those are the misses. So here's soybeans. We did really well on beans. It came down, made a low there on our double window there for the beans with the moon. And I think that was, Jupiter into Gemini right there. And then we had the Mercury point there. And all three of those, you had a chance to make some money. Wheat was not behaving very nicely for us. So we had our 3 points there for the wheat. Everyone is a miss. How many people, other than Larry and I don't know, actually show you the misses? That's kind of rare in this business, you know. Some people I know, one person who used to never talked about their misses, but would talk about how great they were back in 1987 or something, 40 years ago. All right, here's August cattle, and it's going chop, chop, chop sideways, so we do nothing there. That's a yellow box. And then notice how simple this is, by the way. Nothing I'm doing here is over a 5th grade level, and anybody can do this. I could teach a 10-year-old to do this. Market's coming down. We're looking to buy if it, at the low there in our window, and there we go. I think that was Jupiter going in the Gemini, and there you had a nice little pop up there for on the cotton. That's kind of a beast. Every penny is $500. So if you go from about 73 up to, so that's 3 handles, that's about $1,500 there. Excuse me. Sugar, we had 2 points for sugar. One was a little bit early, so we had to mark that as a miss. This one here was very good, and you're just ahead of that high there, and then a big drop. Here's your crude oil, and we basically had a double bottom here, so the next day we were off on we were off a day late and $1 short, so to speak. We had 2 points there, and both of those were misses. Copper was very good. We made the low there made a low, and then it made a nice high. And again, this market's another beast in that every penny is $250, and it often will move 5 to 10 cents in a day. So that's quite a bit of money there. I think if you say, just for example, if you sold there at about 265, that's 465, and then it drops, like 20 cents. That's $5,000, So there you go. Here's silver. Silver is another crazy market. Look at how whippy it is there. So you're buying against that low there, and zoom, and there we go on the moon, zoom on the moon, and then back down. And so you got a nice short-term low there. Here's August gold, and you're just ahead of that top there before a big drop. And here's the S&P. We hit 3 out of 4 on the S&P. And you can go back, if hopefully you took a screenshot, when you watch the video again, you can screenshot my notes at the top and correlate what I had here. I had a double window there, and I had a window there, and that didn't work so well. So 304, here's the bonds. I think Larry talked about the bonds a little while ago, and as you see there, we had that's the moon. That was the moon, the new moon, and you see that was just ahead of that big, nice top there for 19 down to 17, about 2.5 handles, $2,500. Larry was talking about the dollar and some of the currencies, and they're pretty reliable on. The moon is pretty reliable on giving you turns on the market and on the dollar, on the currencies, and there you go. You have a little short-term high there. Here's your euro, made a little short-term low there, and here's your Japanese yen, made a little short-term low there. So if we add up all the winners and all the losers, all the green arrows and red arrows, you have 17 winners, seven misses out of 24, so 70.83%. Now I'm going to review something I talked about the last couple of times I was on here. Back in May, and I was projecting that was our next step on the S&P would be right around the 53.25 level. And I talked about that before and said that if we got through that level, there's a good chance that we were going to the next one, which would be 56.39. There it is, 56.39. And here's something interesting I've learned over the years. Here we held that level for almost a week here. This was a full moon, I believe, in May. Yeah, the full moon in May, right after the opening, and that's when we had that short-term top there. It popped up a little bit over this level here, and then had a big drop. Now, I said that, my experience is that when you get something like that, it's telling you it's going to come back and test that, and there's a pretty good chance it's going to go through that. I believe the market's talking to you, and it's giving you clues. And so if you pay attention, you'll know to be prepared. So anyway, we went through that over here
we
in
have to
June.
pay a few bills now, Norm.
Right
we
near
got to pay a
the
few
moon.
bills.
What's that?
Commercial time. We got a commercial right now.
Okay.
We'll be back with Norm in 3 minutes, folks. Stay tuned.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, we're back with Norm Winsky of Astro Trends. Please continue, Norm.
Okay, well, then we left. We went for the commercial. I was talking about the S&P and how if we took out the 5325 level, which we did, we should continue Fibonacci theory. We say should continue on. I got these numbers, by the way, by taking the range of our mini bear market we had in 2022 was 1,327 handles down, and then you do your Fibonacci extensions as Larry does, and then project upward. So we took the 1.382 out. Now we're headed for theoretically to 1.618, which would be 5639. So far, that's working pretty well in that we've taken this level out. And now, as of a day or so ago, we've rallied almost 200 handles. So obviously, we're down a little bit today. And speaking of the full moon, we'll be talking about that in just a minute. I think we'll move on to the look of the future now. So here's what's coming up here in the next few days. Today's the 21st of June, and AC after the close, that's tonight over the weekend, there will be a full moon in the sign of Capricorn, and we want to be looking at financials, greens, precious metals, and because it's in Capricorn, we're adding coffee. The blue light is on for coffee. So as they used to say at Kmart, right, Larry? So there we go. And also over the weekend, we have Pluto to the U.S. chart. Anytime we have the U.S. chart, that's based on where the planets were on July the 4th, 1776, and where they are now. We have stocks, T-bonds, and the U.S. dollar. And also we have a three-way cluster here over the weekend. Another big point for the U.S. chart, stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar. And then the next weekend, the last weekend of the month, Saturn in Pisces will turn retrograde. So, you know, Larry, anytime you have planets turning retrograde or direct, that's potentially a big deal. And you want to be focused on coffee and oil there. And by the way, stocks potentially respond to all these events. So I don't even bother writing and putting the word stocks on every one of these. I do it for the U.S. because that's rather specific. All right, here's an alert for you coming up. Can't give you the day, but sometime this year, the astrophysicists are expecting the sun's magnetic field to flip. The sun has a cycle of its magnetic poles of about 11 years. They reverse, and that's coming. This is the year for that now. So keep your eye. You might want to Google that. And here's a link there. If you want to email me, I'll send you this link, and you can learn more about it. Here's you can learn more about me right now. I've been doing this over 50 years. Started in college there at Indiana State University in Larry's hometown at Terre Haute, Indiana, and studied all this stuff. We got Gann, Elliott Wave, astrophysics, astrology, music cycles, Fibonacci, technical analysis, and harmonic analysis, all these different methodologies. I've studied all those areas. And if you'd like to get a hold of me, I'd love to talk to you. Please give me a call tonight, later today. Here's my contact. I'm in beautiful Naples, Florida at 239-594-3939. Or you can call me on Skype at Winsky, that's Nwinski, at yahoo.com. Or you can email me at the same address. Looking forward to helping some of the folks. Larry, anybody there in the Tiger's Den have any questions?
We have a question, and there was an article, I think you might have mentioned this, about the moon that's going through some type of an amazing thing that doesn't happen very often. Do you know what that is?
No, not without another clue.
Okay, it's something really special. It was from NASA, so I just thought maybe you knew what it was. The second question that we have
I'd have to have a little more, need a little more information to know what they're talking about.
Okay, not to worry. All right, the other question is regarding these, we have the equinox, the solstice, summer solstice starts today, and actually started yesterday from what I understand. Now, have you gone back and done any research as to the percentage that major turns occur on solstices or equinoxes?
I don't know the percentages. I know on a short-term basis, the sun doing the solstice thing is often give you a short-term turn in the markets. It looks like we had a little bit of a high yesterday. We're down today, and actually, I'll take that one step further. You know, every month from the geocentric, from the point of view of the Earth, about the third week of every month, the sun changes signs. So, yeah, you remember the whole thing? You don't hear much about it anymore, but for many years, there was a thing about triple witching, and oh my God, the options are expiring, the future is expiring, and that always occurred about the third Friday of the month. Well, guess what? That usually was within a day or a couple of days when the sun was changing signs. And sometimes the market would turn a couple of days before the triple witching, sometimes a couple of days after. I've noticed that it tended to occur more often when the sun was changing signs. It was more accurate than looking for triple witching. So I think that was just a coincidence that you had the triple witching versus the sun changing signs was actually why the market was turning.
Well, those changing signs are important because the ancients been using that for 6,000-7,000 years, and Andrew Lowe in his book mentioned, that the astrologers were the very first technicians, so there must be something to it. The question that the person is asking...
You and I learned from those guys back there, what was it, 5,000-6,000 years ago?
Yeah, I remember. I wasn't born until 5500 BC, so you were a little bit behind me. Listen, the question he asked is oh, now I've lost my train of thought. You're trying to make funny stories here. All right. The second question that I had is regarding the book, The Egg of Columbus. Now, I remember the book many years ago. My memory is I had a copy of it, you had a copy of it, and someone was trying to sell it for $25,000. Am I correct on that?
I got a quote for that back in the 80s. A client of mine said he had a client who was looking for that book. I made an inquiry with, I think you and I knew the folks there in L.A., Don Mack and his buddy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Investment Center Bookstore.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yes.
I forget his buddy's name. You know who I'm talking about there, right? Baumring, right.
Jerry Baumring, yes.
Anyway, Baumring said that I'd have to come out there with a briefcase full of greenbacks, $25,000 to get that book.
Yeah. Well,
if you know me, Larry, I didn't do that.
You hold your chips close to the vest, as they say in the trade.
I'm a penny pincher, so I'm not doing. I advised my client that we shouldn't do that. If we waited a while, the price would come down, and sure enough, it did. And then not too long after that, I think somebody up in Canada was doing some kind of pirate copies, photocopies.
It was only 28 pages, and it was done on a reproduction, so there was nothing original. Hey, listen, thanks for joining us today. We'll have you on again soon. So stay warm down there. You got any rain yet in Florida?
Oh yeah, well we're summertime, and you probably saw on the weather forecast last week it We had a deluge. We had a. I was looking at. I was shopping online there for an arc. You know.
Norm, thanks for joining us, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, Larry.
You bet. Hey, bye-bye.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, this is the E-mini S&P in the September contract, and one of the things we watch for is for 382 retracements if a trend has changed. You can see there's a couple small ones in here, but there was a big one here today. We rallied well over 25 handles, stopped exactly at the 382 retracement on this one. Now, we know we follow also follow the NASDAQ, and as we take a look at the NASDAQ, since it made its high yesterday up there at 2038, believe it or not, we have not had a 382. We missed it here just a little while ago here at 2085 when the S&P was trading at 45. This missed it by a little bit. Now, we could come back and close right on this right here, but as long as we don't get any higher than this, this is a very, very important, what we call ABCD, and a potential for a new bear market. And that's the key word there is potential, because sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And the reason why that's important is stops prevent you from getting hurt. So as long as we don't close above here, this is just the beginning of a bearish two-day rally retracement. here's the long term. You see here where we are. We've had this tremendous move up now. Now this is the September contract, ABCD. You'll see that we did get up into that area of 201.50, but we actually hit 203.78. Uh-oh, just lost all contracts, didn't I? Well, I don't think I'm getting anything anymore. Let me double check here. What's going on here? Can anybody hear me? Well, the show's over anyway. Lost internet, another electrical storm. All right. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, and live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.